Smash the like button, people. Let's go. Camel. Happy afternoon, DJ Nation. People, Deluded, I'm back again as usual. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Big up you lot on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, big up yourself. Please make sure you're smashing the like button. Can we get to 100 likes? How are you doing this afternoon, folks? Man, it's a hot day in the United Kingdom. It's a weird one because it's hot, but it's not as hot. But nonetheless, the show must continue. Obviously, Gyokeres is giving an interview. Madueke is currently traveling to the UK if he's not here already. And I'm sure you've got a lot to say about Madueke signing, what it means for Arsenal, the good, bad, the ugly, the knock-on effect, and everything in relation to our transfer business so far. Eze and that, you know, obviously you would have seen Crystal Palace have done their photo shoot. There's no Eze. Apparently, he's not in their pre-season thingies. Arsenal fans are going mad. And I must admit, yeah, when it's all said and done, I'm at the stage of acceptance with Madueke now, innit? Like, I've always maintained, I don't think he's a great player. I don't think he's as terrible as we make out. I think the issues, what goes against Madueke and indirectly everybody we sign is we need to, one, the club need to deliver something next season. Ideally, the Premier League and or the Champions League, they need to deliver. Two, I do think there's unearthed potential with Madueke, but at the same time, that's all we keep hearing. We're Arsenal, we're always going to find stars of tomorrow. We've got players that have potential in the squad already, but we don't really want to hear that. We kind of want ready-made, plug-in, ready to go, ready to get us over the line. And obviously, what's going to make or break Madueke signing is obviously what he does. We have to give him fair treatment, but it's the knock-on effects. If you rock up with Madueke and that costs you financially with maybe Rodrigo or someone else, I don't think we're getting Rodrigo, anything around the Gyokeres thing. I know no two deals on that are the same, but naturally fans are going to say, you know, haggling over 5 million quid for Gyokeres. You know, you was moving very quickly where Madueke is concerned. And obviously, Eze, there's a hope. For me, just put Gyokeres and Eze in the bag. I'd love to be proven wrong and we get Rodrigo or another alternative of the same stature. For Madueke, like I said, there's a lot of potential, but one, you have to realize the potential. And ultimately, we don't know if he's going to do that. Two, I would say with the attackers, there's been a lot of hit and miss. I don't think we've got bad attacking options. But if we want to go from a team that's been second a couple of years now to getting over the line, we need to know what we're getting. Bukayo Saka in these 3 years that we finished second has been the only one to consistently do it. Trossard, Martinelli, Kai Havertz, Merino, obviously, a number of players have shown across the 3 years that they can chip in, but it's unanswered. And you're betting a lot. I have no doubt Madueke can play off the right-hand side. Off the left, I hope it works out. But at this moment in time, it doesn't necessarily look like a game changer. We hear a lot of rumors that he's going to, you know, be a proper kind of rotationary option. Yes, we do call for backup for Saka, and when we've got one, we're starting crying. But I don't think you're going to spend 50 million quid on a player that is going to essentially be backup. If people learn nothing more from last season, it's we need depth. Once we get into that period of 2 games a week, 3 games in 10 days. The games are coming thick and fast, rapidly. So Madueke is going to get football. And obviously, he might have struggled for football at Chelsea with the attackers they're getting. But you're not going to leave Arsenal if you don't, leave Chelsea for Arsenal if you don't consider that. And all managers in a good way are liars. If he's not telling you you're going to feature a lot more. And to be honest, when it's all said and done, if we just focus on the left-hand side, if you're Madueke or Trossard or Martinelli, and you're looking at the 2 people, provided everybody stays, you should believe, quite frankly, you can make that spot your own. So there's going to be a lot of football. I think the frustration is essentially it's just potential. You need to realize it. And I would say for me, don't think he's a bad player. We'll give him a chance. The more people get onto him is the more I want to support the lad, but at the end of the day, we want to get over the line. And Arteta, if this is what you want, this is what you want to bet on, because I don't believe that we got an email when, you know, Madueke suddenly became available. I personally believe this was a name they had on the list. I don't know had you have got Nico Williams or all the other guys who've been linked to if we would have got here, but we're here now, innit? And it's gone past Madueke and all of these guys. Arteta, you need to deliver. Those above you, you need to deliver. I maintain this. I feel sorry for the fans and I feel sorry for the players. The players deserve to get over the line, and they were shortchanged in January, man. So yeah, man, it is what it is, man. Like, yeah, man, smash the like button. Let me know your thoughts, man. Fans just can't stop setting unachievable goals. I'm not sure what that means or if that's anything to do with me, but what I would say is, again, I'm not for, obviously there's a lot of nuances and things, and people like to pick and choose, when they want to move like a big club or whatever. But over the last 3 years, clearly got a distinctive brand of football, clearly one of the best teams in the Premier League, one of the best teams in Europe. I'm not saying that to gas us and all of those things, but it's a difficult day playing my football club. We've shocked the world with beating Real Madrid, great defensive stats, great tactical nows. We're ultimately dying by our own issues in that, it's not that teams necessarily, are better than us, but we can't break down low blocks and some of those kind of things. So we've got to a point, and we've been flirting with getting over the line. Like, if this is the Premier League trophy, we've been kind of nudging it. So I personally think it's a fair question to ask why we're not getting over the line and all of those things. Like, you don't know, isolated from Arsenal, I've got a lot of time for Mikel Arteta and the things he does and how he looks at management. Bringing Arsenal in now, I don't love you more than the club. And because I think you're a good manager and I think we have a good side, I have to, the question is, why can't we get over the line? And that's going to get bigger and bigger until we eventually do it. Of course, I'd love to do it with the existing players, with the existing players, with Mikel Arteta and everything. Why wouldn't you? But at some point, we've seen different players. Edu's left, Berta's coming. At some point, the gaffer's got to leave. Now, my broader thing is, I don't think that will ever be the case. Because he's getting top four, he's got 50 million a year. Let's cut the crap, man. The Cronkies would like to win, they're not dying to win. And what I mean by that is merch is coming out, merch is coming out. We're getting Champions League football, it's not as toxic as it used to be. Trophies, I believe, are a bonus at some level. I don't think you can just blame the Cronkies, because they've provided people with options. And even if you want to blame the Cronkies and say they don't back the manager and they don't do this, they don't do that, Arteta's got us to, year-on-year improvement since he's been in the Champions League now. Got us a semi, got us to second twice. That's been in spite of the Cronkies. So why can't we get over the line? And at the end of the day, yeah, if you haven't, fair enough, even though he's been a player here, and we all know what the early days of the Emirates were like. He's been a player here for one, so you know how the owners are. You came and took the job. Fair enough. If I even give you the excuse that you didn't know how the Cronkies moved, you signed for us after Emery, you then signed a new deal. So that tells me, and even indirectly Berta as well, regardless of what we might think about the regime and the higher powers, people believe they can achieve what needs to be achieved at this football club. So it is. I don't trust in anyone blindlessly. I can't exactly say I fully trust Mikel Arteta, but I'll back him in it, really and truly. Backing doesn't mean blindlessly supporting BS, because I do think Arsenal as a club, we're making our own, a lot of the things to get over the line. We're making it harder for ourselves, regardless of what other teams are doing, man. I don't blindlessly trust anyone. I do like the gaffer. In my life, I'm not going to follow anyone blindlessly. Justice for Gyokeres, man. Come on, Dave. Justice for him. He's doing all he can to sign for this club. I trust him better, but I did say, as much as I say in Berta we trust, how much can really change with one man in a matter of months? How can he really, if you walk into a job, you can't change all the dynamics yourself. And to a degree, Berta knows what time it is. Obviously, it speaks for itself, what he's done in football, but he also comes from a financial background. Now, if I remove what I feel about Berta or whatever, and I put myself in Cronky's shoes, which I've never been in a billionaire shoe, yeah, you're hearing raw, you was at Atletico Madrid, the two big bad bullies in Real Madrid and Barca competed, but you showed you could get over the line. You've got some smart additions and spent funds greatly. You've got rid of players, all of that kind of stuff. It ties in. You're probably, you are a better sporting director than Edu, but you've also got a financial background. So you understand, you might not put this player on big wages, might have to get rid of this player, etc. You can see where I'm going with it. Just need to get over the line, man. Because I do think all us Arsenal fans, we're braced for a civil war, in it. If we 1 week, every week for 38 weeks, in the Premier League, and bringing all the other stuff into this now. When we win a game, it's all amazing. We're doing this. When we lose, you know what time it is. And I can't exactly say I feel sorry for any of the existing players or the players coming in, because this is the nature of the business, innit? It's football. You're going to have criticisms. You're going to be pressured. You're going to have pressure. It's a privilege to play for this football club. Pressure is a privilege in itself. Either bursts his pipes or makes diamonds. But I do think Madueke is going to be dark for you initially. Zubamendi, because we've been linked with you for a million years, and 1 minute you go in this club, then not. I personally think you're the only game changer we have signed, quote unquote, at the point of entry. You're going to have to do your thing. Whether we get, we're not going to get Sesko, but between Sesko and Gyokeres, obviously, if you get Sesko, everyone's waffling about the potential. Can you deliver? Gyokeres, the goals are undeniable and everything he's doing is mad. So you're going to have to do your thing. Did I say Madueke? Him as well. You get where I'm going with it. Just need to get over the line, man. Edu never cooked just like Berta did. I believe that. But then, to be honest with you, I don't know Edu got things wrong. I just believe in being fair. One, we don't know. As much as I think Arteta's asked for X, Y, Z, and Edu's been moving a bit shaky and he's got his problems, the biggest thing I would say is, Berta, I'm not going to be naive. You know, we wanted Raya, then we got Ramsdale. We wanted Kunde, and then we got Ben White. So Edu and Cole shown they can pivot, but typically it's like one target, one target, one target. If it comes to us, happy as Larry. If it doesn't happen, we're kind of on this we tried thing. Berta showed me you can pivot. Cool. You wanted to keep Partey, give him a new deal. That never happened. Thank the Lord. Norgard's come in. You know, Nico Williams, we've been chasing my man forever, doing something else in that regards. But at the same time, we don't know what's going on there. And if we're going to draw out Edu, we have to be honest to him. Like, he obviously got Ramsdale over the line, Ben White over the line, Timber over the line, Rice over the line. I know they need new contracts now, but you know, there was a point. Martinelli's stock was a lot higher. Martinelli, Saka, Saliba, even to a degree, again, Odegaard, Ben White. We was moving how we meant to move. New deals rapidly, not letting deals run out. Obviously, Berta has come into, I wouldn't say a mess, but a mess, because you've got to get new players in, flush new players out. We all know the players that need new deals, got to be able to pivot. Fans are impatient and all these things, and so on and so forth, man. You lot get where I'm going with it, man. So yeah, it is what it is, man. So yeah, I do not want Rodrigo. I don't think we're getting Rodrigo. I think you need to pour, even though I'm a bit pessimistic on Eze, I just focus on Eze for me. Get Eze over the line, get Gyokeres over the line. By all means, try for Rodrigo. And I don't know who the other targets are. And we have been speaking about Madueke, but we've been led to believe we want 3 attackers, right? So go all out for Rodrigo, but also have somebody else in mind that's more realistic. I don't want to hear what you tried. I want to go into the season feeling like we've improved the quality to the starting 11 and there's good questions and we've got depth. And then obviously it's a case of Mikel Arteta to evolve tactically, be unpredictable, break down low blocks, penetrate central areas, move the ball a bit quicker. We speak. I see a lot of you that are here every week and every day, better yet. And I appreciate all of you lot. But we speak about the same things. You know where I'm going with it. I think now it's about agent fees for Gyokeres. I'm not 100% sure though. Big up Sadiq. Big Steve. Come on, my guy, man. Only hard working because you lot replicate it. Ashes appreciate you on the fair point. I mean, I'm a bit jealous. It looks like you're enjoying a holiday there on a yacht. You know what? You might as well spend the 5 million difference on Gyokeres, if I'm honest with you, man. Burton might have just cooked here. Either Sporting let Gyokeres go for the offer Arsenal submitted, or either they would have to let go Gyokeres for free after the strike. I hear the strike things. I'm not really knowledgeable on it. I know, rightly so, a lot of fans are going, oh, man, you know, you spent 50 odd million on Madueke. Why are you acting and haggling over 5 million? And I've got no leg to stand on in that regard. I believe you in that. What I would say, I know you lot don't want to hear it, is no two negotiations are the same, really. We don't know what is said there. Clearly, it's very different. Gyokeres is someone that's sought after. Sporting are playing hardball. Chelsea know how we maneuver. Madueke's probably done his part. Obviously, Chelsea need to sell to a degree as well. It seemed like more of a smoother move. I think we will get there. I do think Arsenal are leveraging the fact that Gyokeres is doing the most to sign for us, and he's, you know, the whole striking stuff. And to be honest, it's just a dark cloud over the club. You know, all the clubs are running off for pre-season. The longer you have this Gyokeres crap hanging over you, Sporting, the longer it takes you to bring in replacements and just move on, really. And it's got ugly. I'm sure Gyokeres and Sporting and everybody in between the deal didn't want it to get there, but it is what it is. Eze and Gyokeres will save the window. I hope so, man. Rodrigo waiting for City. He's admitted himself. I don't doubt that, but forgive me for being ignorant. I've seen him linked with Arsenal, Liverpool, PSG, Manchester City, Manchester United, Saudi, and staying at Real Madrid. I'm yet to see Rodrigo say anything really and truly. So if he has said that, then I might be wrong. Or if you've got his phone number, fair play. Rodrigo, I can't see it happening. I cannot see it happening, man. Just the wild ones, DG. Berta got the job. He's a god, going to save the club. It's the same with every situation. Realistic expectations are rare among the vocal lot. Not sure who the vocal lot are, but this is why I'm a big fan of critical thinking. I always say, I'm not telling you what to think, just think. And that's the beautiful thing about life, man. Like, even me, if I go through some of my comments today, people are like, oh, you're the reason nobody wants Madueke. What are you talking about? Anyways, apparently Arteta wanted a left-footed left winger, explaining why he pushed for Madueke. But is that an upgrade on Martinelli? I'd say maybe. In hindsight, he might get to show it. At this moment in time, I just see 3 decent players in him, Trossard, Madueke, and Martinelli. I don't see who nails down that spot. I guess having a left footer on that hand side, you know, it's even better because Martinelli wants to cut in and whatnot. I do think Madueke could be of benefit to us on the transition. Do think it's not pretty, but he's a good ball carrier. And I think he likes to, I don't know what it is, but he's got this knack just based on watching his highlights of just getting into goal scoring areas. So I do expect him to score an amount of scrappy goals for us. And he could be an option in the squad. That being said, nobody had Madueke on their wish list. As I said earlier, it is just really betting on potential. I don't really want to bet on potential, especially in the attacking areas, because that is the one side of the pitch where if you look at the collective group, it's really just one player doing the like the hard yards, if that makes sense. Like give or take here, when you look at our defensive ranks, I know Tomiyasu's gone, Zini's probably gone, but there's a fairly decent kind of unit there. Obviously, Miles Lewis-Skelly's brought himself in there, and I include Raya in that. In midfield, we know Declan Rice is quality. I fuck with Zubamendi. Norgard, I think you can bring something to the table. I know Odegaard's form's been on a cliff, falling off a cliff, but there's something there. And anyone else I've mixed out. Up front, and I know Moreno and Havertz can play in midfield. Up front is where it gets cloudy. You know, I wouldn't describe Kai Havertz as clinical, but statistically, apart from Saka, he's been the one guy that has shouldered the burden. So that is testament to Kai Havertz, big him up, but that's damning on the club. If we need clinical players there. Marino did his thing up front, love it, but it's a small case study. Trossard, Martinelli, they've shown they can go through little patches and they can help us over the throughout a season. But over 38 games, are they going to be like, how many games are they going to be indifferent? Probably a lot. Saka is the only one you're like, oh yeah, you can do your thing. And unfortunately, it's probably written in the stars at some point, you know, not just Saka, but especially the hamstring knocks that the club had. It was kind of predictable. People are too quick to trigger because they've seen Liverpool and other teams spend crazy. We're moving just in a proper way. I hope so. And obviously, Berta wasn't here last year, and I hope, you know, the club have learned their lesson. But I will say for many fans that, you know, because I'm no different. I'm very impatient. I am getting a bit jealous about what other people are doing. I'm tired of the long pursuits of players and people not through the door, and every day you're happy or sad or in between, depending on what the club do. But we also understand when it's all said and done, while I want the players in sooner rather than later, and especially with us going on off the pre-season, we will kind of, you know, shut up until the window's closed, because you can still do something about it. But that's like myself, like I think a lot of us. But then you add in the caveat, we was probably saying that last summer. What happened? So the club haven't really got a thingy to stand on there. And then also you throw in January. So just show me, because I must admit, I'm not inspired. I think we've got a good team. We need to go be a great team. I think there's a lot to like, but you've got to show me collectively you want to get over the line. I think Arteta wants to, but he's doing mad things that are shooting himself in the foot time after time. So how far do you really want to go? I've made my feelings clear about those above him. I feel sorry for the players. I think the players deserve it. So we'll see, man. Love the kit. Appreciate that, man. Not hearing much on exit so far. We're going to have to get a move on in that regards, man. We're going to have to. Hopefully, man. My big hope is that a couple of these players actually push for the move away, man. Like, I hope Zini says, you know what, I want to go play. This one says I want to go play in this. And I'm not trying to say put a pile on all these players, if it makes sense. But yeah, they need to go and play and stability and whatnot. But if you look at it from a different perspective, Arsenal need to move on certain players Arsenal need to move on certain players more than they need to move on. Zini's on a good deal, might say, do you know what? The manager might see I've got qualities. I might be able to prove myself. Pre-season, I might be able to do something. Last season, we're talking about depth. Maybe the manager's learnt there. I am a previous winner. I'm on a big deal. My family's comfortable here. I might want to go, but it's not really that deep. Arsenal might accept an offer. He might want to go to that club. The wages are not making sense. Or Arsenal accept an offer. You get where I'm going. So it's all fun and games. And it's not wrong. We need to move people on, shouting and saying, sell this one, sell that one, sell the third. It's not going to, it don't make sense. And really and truly, are we improving depth? I'm exaggerating, but 10 leave and then 10 come in. So yeah, man. Blindlessly, man. Is that even a word, or if I've invented it, man? Like, yeah, I'm not with blindly. Let's be honest. Like, I think there's too much division in the fan base. Everyone can think what they think, but I do think on the other side, there's a cult like of Arteta, and I'm actually a fan of Arteta. You need to be held accountable. I don't think that the people that do the cult thing, they don't rate him, because you can't progress. You can't say he's this, that, the other. He's best thing since sliced bread, and we're not doing best thing since sliced bread things. It's not making sense. Apparently, medical is booked for Gyokeres. Has Romano, Ornstein, anybody of that ilk said anything? I'm not sure. Madueke has some explaining to do about the Chelsea is the biggest club in London interview. He ain't got a damn thing to explain. Madueke, the only thing you've got to explain is just showing, making sure that you're proving people wrong. Two, you're making your manager look good because it's either going to look very idiotic and kind of what we've been doing, or it looks like a master stroke. It is what it is. I know footballers get hung up on stuff like when Kudus is saying it was only Spurs. I'm not even dissing Spurs, even though I'd like to. Do you really think Kudus is going Spurs if other clubs are interested? I wouldn't care if I support Spurs because he's ended up there, and that's probably been the case of several players. What do you think Madueke is going to say? A man signed for Chelsea at the time. He's going to say they're the biggest club. I hope they point a bit of banter about that in the announcement video, but he's going to say that, yeah, I know football's tribal, but blood, come on, man. Come on, bro. It ain't making no sense. Well said, bro. Of all the positions to rely on, potential attack isn't it, especially given Arsenal's situation. And that's the thing, man. Like, again, I'm reaching a bit, but if you got me dreaming, but Rodrigo, Eze, Gyokeres is through the door, then by all means, if you want to get Madueke or maybe like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old that's got potential and you want to do the Stars of Tomorrow thing, go and do that. Because we've done that already. Odegaard, Saka, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, probably the best case study during Arteta's tenure. They're getting to a certain age now where we've actually got some decent stuff about us. Let's go and get some more sure bets. Because I'm not even that Madueke. You didn't buy it. You didn't buy it yourself. It's just going to be another player that we don't really know what we're getting. And if you get in the other editions, Madueke is a squad done, it's cool. Madueke is a Jovino regen, all vibes. You're just saying that because of man, where's a headband? DJ, I'd be happy with Gyokeres and Rodrigo. The Eze deal I can't see happening with Nwaneri, Havertz, Odegaard, Rice, Marino, Max Dowman in the first team. I mean, I'd expect Max Dowman to make his debut, but he's 15. Like he's 15. He's not going to be considered a serious option for 2 games a week, 3 games in 10 days this season. I'm not saying he can't be on the bench, get some minutes and all of that, but like, yeah, you get where I'm going. Madueke will be a positive signing. Just you watch. Let's stay positive. I'm all for staying positive, but I'm not on just saying let's stay positive for no reason and just saying it bare times. Here we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the potential upside, what this can mean if it goes left, and then beyond that. Now when that's all said, all right, cool. Madueke, you're an Arsenal player. Praise you when you do well. Critique when you do bad. Want you to do well. It is what it is like that. I'm not just going to be doing the negative thing for no reason. I'm not just going to sit here and keep saying, I'm not saying you're saying this, but I do think that's what some Arsenal fans do. Let's be positive. It is going to work out. And I hope it does. But how far does that go? Is what it is. DG, loudest stream, Killy, weather is beautiful outside. Big up yourself and grind the same way. Riley, don't you worry, man. Don't you worry. We're having a great Saturday. Shout South London, allegedly. Gyokeres with 20 plus goals for the first team. Zubamendi will contribute for goals too. I'd love that, bro. Anyone who wants to score goals, do your thing, because don't get twisted. The burden just can't be on Saka and Gyokeres. They're going to have to do the bulk of it, but there might be games Saka's having a bad game, Gyokeres is having a bad game. You might need Havertz, Marino, Madueke, or whoever is on the bench to come off the bench and nick us the game. Squad. Because it's all fun and games in August, 1 game a week, you know, before we blink, you're in the September, I believe, international break. Once you start getting, to be honest, you could say after that international break, but once you start getting from October to really January, the games are thick and fast. The calendar list is relentless, man. The question should have been Eze, Noni, or Rodrigo plus a young Cam. I'll bear that in mind. Allow me, man. I had to think on the spot, man. I had to think immediately. So, yeah. We need to sell Zinni and buy Jarrell Hattel. Would love Hattel, but I just wonder if I'm Hattel, World Cup year, you're 19, you've played over 100 times for a massive club like Ajax, you've played centre-back as well as left-back. The move is going to happen, innit? I'm not going to sit here and say you're not going to be under pressure at Ajax. It's a big club, probably the biggest in Holland. You're playing in the Champions League. When you think of Ajax, you think of footballing heritage and you think of the many players that's come through there, you know, and things of that ilk. But it's a different beast if you go to Liverpool, Chelsea, Real Madrid, saving the best till last, Arsenal Football Club. And I do think in this day and age, yeah, if a man is, some of you probably do it with Max Dowman. If you're a talented 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, maybe even 20-year-old lad, and you've clearly got potential to be a star, there's this, you got to go to a big club already, you got to rush and where it's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's not the same, but you look at Jude Bellingham. Earned your chops at Birmingham, went Dortmund, done what you needed to do, got your experience. Real Madrid is Real Madrid, and even experienced players fell, but you did things the right way. I think there's too much of the rush to sign for bigger clubs, if that makes sense. I'd not mind getting some Eredivisie players or some Brazilian league players that are super promising, but a Cook. I did really like the Norgard interview. So did I, man. Like with his kids, and Good guy, man. He's a bit on a bit of banter as well. Like it weren't in the same video, but they did the quick fire questions things, and they asked him what he's gonna bring. I think he said something like set piece goals. I'm gonna up the average age of the squad. He just seems like a good guy, man. And once you sign for this football club, we can be critical, but I want you to succeed. I really want you to, but yeah, are you still gonna support Arsenal? No, I'm going to go and support Enfield Town, mate. Big up Enfield Town. We just need to stay patient and see what else they do in the window and not overtype the team. What do you mean there? And say this is going to be the year for the title. If we do it, then we could talk, not before. The time for talking's done. The players have got to prove it to themselves. The gaffer's got to prove it to himself. This club has to prove they can get over the line now, bro. It's long. You just funded Chelsea's bid for Rodrigo. That's their business, bro. Fair enough. Shouldn't have done that then. Good listening to someone who's positive. Paul, I appreciate that. I wouldn't even say I'm positive or negative. I just like to look at reasons to be positive or optimistic, the evident negatives, and then when we add them both together, evaluate them, we move from there. I'm not on this acting like everything's Larry or acting like everything's negative. Of course, throughout a season like life, if there's evident negatives and a reason to be negative, of course I'm going to be negative. And likewise when it's positive. Right now, a ball ain't been kicked in the Premier League. The window isn't shut, but we need to get a move on. And for me, I mean, who am I in the grand scheme of things? But I think a lot of you Arsenal fans would agree with me in that the club owe it to the fans now, man. It's mad hot. The club owe it to the fans, bro. Like, you keep telling us powder dry, this, that, and the third. We're not happy. Last summer was fucking shit, really and truly. Like, it weren't the summer with the game changers. January leaves a sour taste in your mouth. We had some good moments and some bad moments throughout last season. Ultimately, like has been the case for 3 years in a row now, we finished second. There's no trophies. How'd you get over the line? Because people say, oh, trophies are not everything. Trophies are not a divine right. And that's all true. But come on, that's a level of gaslighting. You know, that is a level of gaslighting. We support Arsenal Football Club. We've won stuff, but we've never been big bad bullies winning things all the time. Four Peats and all of those crazy things. And when they say that to me, I always say, all right, cool. You say the gaffer's that good. You waffle about all the positive statistics. You also say, like last season, when everything's gone to shit, we've still finished second. You saw what we did against Real Madrid. We've got to the semi-finals. We've been second. So clearly we're close. Is it not fair to ask why we're not over the line? Is it not fair to say we should definitely wear the Prem? Champions League, you never know. But Premier League, you have to give it a real fight. Personally, I still have us third. I don't want to be negative, and my opinion could change. But in July, I think we're third. I just think it's between Liverpool and City. I am looking towards like Spurs and what they're doing, City and what they're doing. Spurs and Chelsea, Newcastle. The race for them European places and the byproduct beyond that is going to be fierce, man. No excuses this year. Prem champs, or he has to go. Surely he knows he's under pressure. Arteta needs to make it happen. Externally, there'll be pressure. Internally, I don't know, man. Would you take Duran if Gyokeres can't make it over the line? It's got to be an option. Just bring me Ollie Watkins, man, because it seems like that one can be done quickly. I don't want any more dragging out this striker stuff. Cool. Bring in Ollie Watkins. We move, innit? So, yeah, it is what it is, man, in that regards. Appreciate you lot, though, man. Thought you lot be out, mate. The thing is, you guys are moving slow. Imagine one comes out from nowhere and signs your targets. That could happen if you're moving slow. I hear that, but we also have to remember, and I'm not saying you're wrong because that is a case, yeah, but we don't know what's going on in the background. For all clubs, we don't know what deals are happening. We don't know when, like, we've signed Madueke. We don't know if those talks started last year. We don't know what was said with Kudus or Wirtz. In fact, even with Wirtz, the Athletic, they said that Liverpool have been putting in the work for a number, like I think 18 months around that. We heard the same with Zubamendi. We don't know what we're doing. Obviously, to me as a fan, it's radio silence. It's all fun and games. Gyokeres links, this link, that link. I only really care once you're holding the shirt. But yeah, man. Big up Deluded. Come on, everyone hit the likes. Tell them again, still worried we're not getting Gyokeres. Arteta will not be sacked. Cronkies love him. Gyokeres wants Arsenal, but you are right in that the longer you delay, other people get involved, because you could flip it and say, if you're a player, like let's just say random player, you're thinking of moving to Arsenal, you want to move. At some point, you've given Arsenal your priority, but the deal's dragging out. At some point, you might listen to other offers and just keep it moving, really and truly. So, is what it is, man. That's what I'm thinking too. Liverpool and City are bigger favourites. As such, how can I say title sacked and that be fair? Like, unfortunately, one, life isn't fair, and two, I'm a bit of a hypocrite because you are right in a sense. But then what are we doing it? Because then there's no point talking about winning trophies or whatever. It's top four, and anything beyond that's a bonus. You have to find some way of bridging that gap. Liverpool have obviously been fighting City. They won a couple battles, didn't win the war. They kind of went away. It became Arsenal fighting City, in which we didn't. slot come true. They've won the league, and so we need to do something. And even that, people used to say, "Oh my God, City juggernaut, can't stop them," blah blah blah, which is right. But at the end of the day, what did people say when City are ready to? If City ever have a wobble or a bad season or anything of that ilk, Arsenal are gonna be there, and we were there. The problem is there was a team above us to finish first in Liverpool. So, boy, and again, there's a reality where in these last 3 years, we might have won 3 Prems or 2 Prems or one or some trophies. And again, in hindsight, maybe if we had the summer we needed to have last year in terms of recruitment and depth and everything we want this year, if we did it last year, maybe things would have come to pass. Maybe with a Gyokeres, you don't have 14 draws, you have 7 draws, and whatever that would mean for the title is neither here nor there in it. But that is what it's been at this moment. When it's all said and done, it's all unfortunately been what ifs and things. Now let's get over the line, because I think it's now I think the players deserve it. I think the players, and I think even the most harshest of Arsenal critics, like an Arsenal fan that pessimistic about the Cronkies, pessimistic about Arteta from the jump, pessimistic about everything. Obviously, we've had 5 years. We needed to clean up the shop. In these last 3 years, entering the fourth, we've got ourselves into these conversations. So they would have, they would have probably put their hands up and say, you know what, I was wrong. Manager developing, players developing. I think last season, now, is one where the bubbles popped. It's just down. It's not, for me, it's not even being positive, being negative. It's just now competency time. It is what it is. Tell me how 29 for 65 million, and Arsenal highest paid player in that squad. You got to take that out with the gaffer, man. Is Gyokeres flying to London today? I hope so. Arsenal, Chelsea, and others need to strength. I don't see another 2-horse race. The thing is, you just don't know what's going to happen. And that's the thing, man. We don't know what tomorrow brings. And what would break my heart is when it's all said and done, even if we go and win the league next year and the year after, we don't quite do that and whatever. I am thinking about this 3-year period going into this season. We've had the golden opportunity in life. Sometimes you got to seize the present, So it is what it is. Ain't it crazy? We're going to offer 90 million for Mudryk off a couple performances in the champs, but won't pay 70 million for Gyokeres, who is the top goal scorer in the world. I mean, when you put it like that, damn. Signing Havertz ruined our team. I mean, Arteta, expensive experiment, isn't it? I wouldn't say it's necessarily ruined, but the original plan to play in midfield did not bang. Up front, you got a bit of a tune out of him only because you didn't have a striker. I don't know if he won't ever justify that transfer fee, and putting him on wages obviously has ramifications. So that's self-inflicted nonsense from them, really. DJ, sorry if you saw this question already. Was Gyokeres like buying Rice in 2023? I was not really following Arsenal during. Rice was a talismanic figure. Rice is a footballer that, it's one of them. Like, I'm sure Liverpool have it with Wirtz. I don't know who would have been the last City one, to be fair, but you can't help but be excited. Some players you just know are going to bang, and pardon me, that they're just going to take you to another level. We're not used to that, innit? We are not used to that. We're not used to 105 million quid. Saliba will be gone next summer and will not sign a new contract since he wants to win trophies. If he wants to go next summer, if that's the case, and based on what you said, he said that I want to leave, no worries. Football career short. Sell him now. Where the hell are all the ice cream vans? Ice cream's expensive, I went past an ice cream van and it said £3.50. It made me for a single scoop. No, tell a lie. Yeah, it was a single scoop. Thinking, inflation. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right, big up Terry, man. Rice proved worthy of his price tag very quickly. Yo, Deluded, 68.3k. Now, big up all of you, lot, 70k, so close. Anyone in the chat who is not subbed, what are you, man, doing? Support the hustle. Appreciate that. DJ, I told you, Rodrigo ain't got that dog in him, guys. Definitely not leaving Madrid. I don't think he wants to leave Madrid, man. That's why, for me, I like Rodrigo. Go and do that, but bring me Gyokeres, bring me Eze. If you do that, and obviously the outgoings and all the other things we need to do, go all out for Rodrigo. But like, if Rodrigo's your left wing target, they might exclude Madueke for a sec. If there's another one you're thinking about, like a big money one or whatever, go and put the building blocks simultaneously into that, because yes, it's courageous chasing Rodrigo, but it don't really mean nothing unless you get him, innit? Owners go over the next few seasons will be getting into this Club World Cup. Exactly. How do you do that? Ain't that winning the champs? I don't look at the Cronkies and think, yeah, you man want to win Champions League. And imagine, you see, even if I'm not even saying we would have won the champs, but, had we have had the depth, because remember, we missed part in the first leg. We started having to move parts, and obviously tactically, Arteta had no answers for Luis Enrique. But if we had certain other options or alternatives when players are not there, who knows how the first leg against PSG at the Emirates would have went. All right, cool. Let's assume it went the same way. The second leg, first 20 minutes, Odegaard had an effort, Rice had an effort. If you had Gyokeres or a cold-hearted killer, goals change games. Imagine you get 1 or 2 goals very early. Still could have went out, but you know, assuming we got back in the game, it's a great night in France. We're in the final against Inter Milan. Who the hell knows what could have happened? But unfortunately, when it's all said and done, again, that's where we've been at as Arsenal fans. It's just all what could have and should have been. Why we need to be on the right side of fine margins. And I don't want to. And another thing, because I don't want to hear this. Like when people sit there and say, "Oh my God, we won on XG. This is happening. How can you expect Arteta to do it with Madueke and this one and that one? You brought these guys in, you know. That bullshit ran out. It ran out a long time ago. You bought Jesus. You bought Kai Havertz. Everybody in this squad is either here because you brought them, or if they were here already, you kept them. We've moved now. That project is done now. Project getting Arsenal back into competitive conversations is there. It's now about finally winning the race, winning it, getting over the line. Because the players deserve it. Obviously, we're Arsenal fans. We are Arsenal fans. Nobody's going to feel better than us if we see our team achieve something. But how do you think the players feel? They're the what? It can't be nice. Obviously, 2022, 23 didn't expect to be there, but ultimately, after leading the league for like 200 days, didn't get it done. You're the ones training with each other, going off to Dubai with each other, riding the highs and lows. When one of your teammates is not feeling himself and he's down in the dumps, you're helping to uplift them. There's probably times where the manager's not believing in himself, or you're not believing in yourself, and the gaffers, whatever. Do you get where I'm going with it? It's you lot that have to feel that. The next season, you're so close to the Premier League trophy in the sense that it's actually at the Emirates. Obviously, it was at the Emirates and wherever City were playing. You're right. This season, well, going into the season that just went, you're probably thinking, you know what, we go again, we do X, Y, Z. Didn't do what needed to be done in the summer. And I'll be real, when it's all said and done, for me, January left a sour taste in my mouth. I know, you know, the January market for a variety of reasons is different, but that's where I'm looking at the owners. Because let's just assume Arteta didn't want to sign nobody in January. If you're a serious owner and you see that you can claw your way back into a Premier League fight with Liverpool with a bit of a boost, you're hoping to go the way in the Champions, you act. That told me we're cool. We know we're shooing for Champions League football. We was in that weird spot. Liverpool ran away with it. Can't get near them. The teams below us were better than them. We did kind of get a bit of scares, drawing ourselves back into a top 4 race naturally. But we got over the line. That told me everything. And I think this is the season now where when you remove the good, the bad, and the ugly, this is now where people are looking around. This is now where you need to show us now. We bought into something. We've hit some bumps on the roads, but now we're creeping back into complacency. And I think those above Mikel Arteta are complacent. I think the owners are. I think they looked at 2022, 23 and thought, bro, like, we didn't expect, our target was to just become a top 4 team again, but we're in a title shout. And obviously the years up until this point that have followed, I think the Cronkies would like to win. I don't think they're dying to win. So yeah, man, is what it is. I don't want nothing to do with Chelsea. Can we stop doing business with Chelsea? I don't care if it's Palmer. Come on. I hear that. But you know, just to humor you, if Cole Palmer, they're never gonna happen. But if Cole Palmer, Caicedo, them kind of ones, if Chelsea wanted to sell and Arsenal wanted to buy and they're willing to do business, you're really telling me quality player like Cole Palmer, you're gonna say no to just because at Chelsea? You can't cut off your nose in this life to spite your face, man. You know these Arteta sexuals will say he has Madueke and Norgard. What do you expect him to do? A lot of people don't love Arsenal. They don't. You can be for the manager, be against the manager, do whatever you want, be a bit indifferent. I'm not talking about those. There's some that are more committed to loving the guy or hating the guy, and it's all I told you so and whatnot. Then actually the club getting over the line. Ironically, like, it's jarring, bro. What's your ideal lineup for the first game of the season? Osman Dembele, Kirit Skila, knife, and then I wake up now. Well, first game of the season, Raya in goal, Lewis Skelly left back, right back Timber, the two big boys in Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba as the centre halves, Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard, Saka off the right, Eze off the left, Gyokeres through the middle, Madueke and them man to come off the bench. So yeah, man. DG, when you think the Gyokeres, here we go, what happened? Honestly, I don't know, man. Hopefully tomorrow, because it feels a week is a long time in football. But last Sunday, better yet, we all woke up or whatever. We was doing whatever we was doing, and we saw the whole news around him and whatnot in the Athletic. You did expect it to accelerate a bit more than it is now, or at least Fee agreed. But I don't know, man. If we sign 7 new players, won't all these changes disrupt our chemistry and derail the title hopes? That's a big ask. It is a big question, but that's why you got to keep the nucleus. You are right, though. That is something to consider. We need 300 likes immediately, people. Everyone here, take a second and click the like button real quick. Madukes has unique qualities. You know, on me for that thingy, the unique qualities in it. It's never gonna escape me, man. That's all I see in the chat, man. Big up Frank in the building, man. I don't mind taking ex-Chelsea players. Lewis Hall and Livramento have been great for us. Yeah, Livramento again. That man stays fit. It would be a bit crazy, you know, to think he wouldn't be going with England to the World Cup. I know it's a popular saying, but leaving a sour taste in your mouth just sounds mad. You don't need to grow up. I said this yesterday. If you're going to do this pause thing, then you should need to stop watching football. You're talking about clubs signing next man. You don't, whether you rate Arteta or not, you're putting energy around the next man. You watch 22 players for 38 games minimum and all comps run around. If you're going to do the pause thing, it's not making sense. You probably need to pay more attention to the women's game. Sammy, appreciate you for the super chat. Just wish you had something to say, man. When will you people understand Gyokeres is not signing for this shambolic club? Wait, and when he signs, what are you going to say? I hope listen, draw me out, yeah. Draw me out if it doesn't bang here, but I'm confident Gyokeres stays. Stay hydrated. Amigos is swelting out here today. Nah, bro, you can find better than Caicedo and Palmer. Listen, in life, you can always find better, you know. A wise man once told me, don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding the love of your life. That I don't know who said that. That's just what I said there, innit? But to go back to what you're referring to, again, cool. I'm just saying, if for this imaginary world, Chelsea want to sell Cole Palmer and Caicedo, Arsenal want to buy, you lot are going to turn up your nose and say, stop shopping in Chelsea's bin. That's who we should be grabbing. Them kind of man there. Free Gyokeres, man. Next team for Gyokeres, Atletico, Man U. Where does Jesus fit in the system? Oh, I mean, Arteta still values you up front. Probably going to be more of a wide option. To be fair with you, a fit Jesus, and I don't want to be disingenuous to Gabriel Jesus, but I think it's kind of redundant now. I'm kind of past that now. Like, kind of accept you for what you are. But a fit Gabriel Jesus in the squad is lit, you know. Like, imagine Gabriel Jesus off the left, Saka off the right, Gyokeres through the middle, Eze in the cup, maybe even in the 10. We need that. It is what it is. Free Gyokeres, man. Free Gyokeres. Smash the like button. It's a shame. I'm not saying Jesus would have been here to stay or prove people wrong or all of that, but it sucks when he got the injury because he was coming into a rich run of form. He was just basically returning from another long-term injury, and then on top of us just losing in the FA Cup, him being out is a madness. This fan base is so reactive. What were you all saying about Ethan 2 days ago? Now look, relax, bro. You're asking football supporting a football team in itself is illogical. You're asking fans to have a logic. You know this already, man. It's not gonna be that, man. DG, stop this Jesus fit and unfit in the same thing. He does nothing. A fit Jesus is a very good player to have. Let's not lie. I get it. As I said, I'm kind of past that. A fit Jesus is a very good option to have in the squad. Like the one issue with us, I always maintained it, and people got onto me. I said I was gassed about signing Gabriel Jesus, and I understand the premise of him playing through the middle, and maybe he just needs an opportunity to score. I always said sometimes in this life, you got to not always look at the illusions of what people can be and the potential and look at what they are. Jesus is a very good facilitative striker. All of that. He's a good player to have in the squad. If you're relying on Gabriel Jesus to score goals or be the difference in that regards, myth. A fit Jesus is a very good option. Whether he stays fit, I don't know. I hope the man can stay fit though, man. It's a World Cup year and 2 ACLs. I personally think he's done for. Unfortunately, I think he's done for. Slap him out wide, bro. That's my thing. I'm not on Jesus playing through the middle. I'm not on that. You can't score goals, bro. But in the squad, you can be helped. We needed to do what City done. Sometimes you have to learn from people that have gone the distance. They were never going to live or die by him scoring. You know, he was never the difference maker. He did score, literally, he's the sort of man, he might score 5 goals in a season, but 4 of those could have been match winners. He was a squad player. We should have done that. Initially, Gabriel Jesus, those first 6 months, like with Zinchenko, they changed our lives. But quickly, we were moving into another realm. So yeah, man, his ways. Have we got 100 likes yet? He was special, man. I got time for Jesus, but fitness in it. It's a sheg. Hey, we got 207 likes. Big up you lot. Someone could have said we hit the like count. Big up DG Nation, man. Big up you lot, man. Let's get into it. I'm dying. I'm sweating blood. I wasn't sweating this much before. You lot making me sweat with these answers, with these questions better yet. But yeah, let's crack on, guys and girls. StreamYard changed everything, man. How do you share screen? Sometimes change isn't always good. Let's go. Okay, I was listening to Valiant. That's got nothing to do with us. But yeah, Viktor Gyokeres doesn't open doors to any other solution, only Arsenal, as club-to-club talks continue behind the scenes. Viktor Gyokeres does not intend to report back for pre-season training with Sporting as he pursues a move to Arsenal. Gyokeres feels betrayed and believes the club has reneged you know, I can't say that, but they've gone back on a packing it of this alleged 60 million plus 10 million euros, which was said by Ornstein. Ben Jacobs has said, key day in Gyokeres saga. Sporting have told Gyokeres he must return to training today, but the Swedish striker is expected to refuse is expected to refuse, having made his position clear to the club all summer. There's even rumours if Arsenal don't bang, he's ongoing Saudi. There's some rumours that he's ongoing Turkey on loan. Sporting already informed Arsenal they want 70 million euros fixed plus add-ons. Arsenal and Gyokeres have agreed terms on a 5-year deal, and all parties want a swift resolution. Gyokeres will not show up and not go to the training camp with the rest of his team in Portugal. This is his second infraction after not showing up to training yesterday. Club will decide on disciplinary proceedings. So it's getting ugly, but you forced the man's hand. Alex Young of The Standard, key day for Arsenal as transfer target takes biggest step yet to force move. Probably going to say the same thing. So he's due back for training. He ain't gone there. We all know we've submitted a bid, but it's not been accepted. We all know everything and more in relation to how the agent's been moving, Gyokeres has been moving, Sporting have been moving, and it's just messy. And again, I don't know. I'd have to speak to a Sporting fan. I don't know the sentiment around Gyokeres. You know, football's tribal. He's probably in some quarters being called a snake and all of that. But if you think about it logically, like if the club have told you something and now they're acting and you want to move, at some point you're going to have to get your hands dirty to ultimately live clean and get that move. So it is what it is in that regard. And what I would say with Sesko, because I honestly believe if Sesko don't sign that new deal last season, he's an Arsenal player this year because he had a 60 million release clause. Those two players were told gentleman's agreement. If it's not in cold-hearted writing, I's are not dotted, T's are not crossed, you're in trouble, lad, as you lot know already, people. And for me, I've always said this, there's obviously many things we can waffle about tactically with Gyokeres. It's the mentality, the way he's speaking, man. Like, we have not had a striker that speaks like this, people. I don't know, maybe I'm capping, but what do you lot think? Gyokeres, if he's one of the best strikers in the world, I'm definitely one of them. It's difficult to rank me, but I'm at the same table as them now. What I managed to do at Sporting, I'm convinced I can do it anywhere. You haven't seen the best Gyokeres yet, and he got like 50 million goals. So imagine, I think the exchange rate from Portugal to England isn't going to be as quite mad, but I still think you could get minimum 15 goals. Hopefully you get 20. Hopefully you get 20 plus. He did say any players that have impressed him. Yes, definitely, especially at the English clubs. Midfielders like Bernardo, Silva, Matteo, Kovacic, or Bukayo Saka at Arsenal are impressive to watch. I've also faced some very high-level defenders like the Gunners, Gabriel and William Saliba. It's a chance to play against those kind of players. You can play against them in training, and they're two of the best in the league. If you can do all right against them in training, when you're playing rivals and that, boy, it's lit. And completely off topic, Newcastle are greedy. They're actually about to get Hugo Ekitike allegedly, and they've got Isaac. How greedy? On possibly going to the Premier League. It's one of the biggest leagues in Europe. I spent several years there without being able to play a single match. So, of course, it's something I'd like to do. It'd be great revenge. Oh, like, even if it don't work out for Gyokeres, man, you got us supporting me. You're the way you're talking, everything you're doing. I'm a fan, man. You got the dog in you, bruh. I'm here for this. Some people devalue your performances because of the level of the Portuguese league. How do you respond to that? It's often like that. When something unusual happens, people try to find an explanation. It's because he plays for the best team in the league. The level in Portugal isn't good. That's just people's opinion, and I don't care. I know what I've achieved here. I've always done my best. The Portuguese league is a very good league with a lot of technical players. It may not be as physical as in England, but the level is really good, which is true. And then people like to conveniently forget, obviously, he's announced himself to the greater world playing in Portugal and by default in the Champions League. And that's true. Pardon me, you can have fair questions about the Portuguese league. But why, when we talk about Gyokeres, nobody talks about him in the Championship? Which I know people always say, oh, statistically, Opta is saying the Portuguese league is below the Championship and the standard of defending is League One. All right, cool. Where do they have the Championship? You've got the top 5 European leagues, then you have the Championship. So why don't we focus on the Championship and his ability to play in that physical league? And the people might call it be an idiot, yeah, but let's be real. The Championship is a very difficult league to score goals, and you're playing physical man and all of that kind of stuff. So it is what it is. We're selling Smith Rowe a blessing. Not for me. I wanted Smith Rowe to stay, but it is what it is. What I've achieved at Sporting, I'm convinced I can achieve anywhere. You haven't seen the best Gyokeres yet. I don't think about anything other than scoring and winning. That changes everything. Bro, I'm not even trying to get at Gabriel Jesus, but we had a striker who said scoring goals ain't one of my strongest points. It's a bit like the way Ramsdale used to talk about I can't concentrate, and the way Raya speaks about stuff. I like that kind of stuff. Again, unfortunately, the interview he gave is behind a paywall. I tried to get into it, but I didn't bang with L'Equipe. But the Twitter people, big up Talking Sporting has kind of condensed it and people and done a thread. What has been said here? Okay, let's see. Let's begin. You were still unknown at the age of 25, at a time when future stars are spotted very early on. How do you explain this anomaly? I mean, Tom Brady wasn't discovered until whenever people, and now he's a GOAT, innit? The key was to start playing again like I did when I was a child. When you're young, you don't worry about the details. You just want to play football and have fun. Were you always a goal scorer as a child? The first goal I remember was during a tournament in Stockholm when I was very, very young. We were playing five-a-side on a pitch that was neither grass nor artificial turf, almost sand. That's where I scored my first top corner goal. It was amazing. Fair enough, he still remembers that. And then obviously we're going to skip through some of this, people, but yeah, he was at a club until he's 15. When you're the best player in a small team, you have a lot more responsibility. You have to carry your teammates and make a difference on your own. In academies of big clubs, you play with lots of other great players, so you can rely on them. And since you're playing in the best teams in the country, your opponent challenges you a little less. That shaped me differently from others and made me the player I am today. I mean, Saka was probably doing gun fingers when he saw that, because he's still doing that for us, mate. So yeah. Oh gosh, what happened there? What happened there? That's jarring. Oh, yeah, here we go. At 19, you joined Brighton in England, where you had 3 loan spells in 3.5 years and no appearances in the Prem. How did you find that? Ironically, in life, yeah, this is another reason I like Gyokeres' mentality. In life, we very rarely learn from our successes. It's our failures. He's had some good periods, some bad periods, proven doubters wrong, had to shoulder responsibility. And at 27, he arrives knowing what he's done, what he's capable of, and what he's here to do, people. I don't really feel like I spent that much time there. It was the first time I'd been away from home, discovering a different culture. Everything was new. I wasn't playing, or if I was a left winger. I was given some playing time in the FA Cup and League Cup, but I wasn't good enough to break through there. Quite honest and self-reflecting. So many players peak in their later years, DG, don't mean nothing. Yeah. I'm cool with him because he's here for right now, man. I don't know about Thomas Partey. Fuck Thomas Partey, man. DG, I asked AI about the exchange rate for the Premier League and Portuguese league goals, and it's 0.5 goals. So Gyokeres would have scored 19 goals in the Prem. He scored 39 goals in Portugal. Oh, we'll have that. If you chip in with Saka and the rest of them, we can maneuver, man. Glock 9 has that dog in him for real, man. Isaac Ekitike frontline. It's mad. But Newcastle love a good striker. Getting Gyokeres for free sounds nice. Sporting, stacking him. I mean, some stranger things have happened, but I wouldn't put too much stock personally into getting Gyokeres for free. All sorts of threats are going to be given. Does he feel like his time in Brighton was wasted? No, he played against United. We linked with him. No, because that experience still serves me well. It helped me grow as a person and a player. Even though at the time I wanted to play in the Premier League, I learned a lot of other things. And what happened here? The proof is that everything changed for you in the summer of 2021. You signed permanently with Coventry. And do you know who the best person to probably ask about Gyokeres connected to Arsenal or once upon a time? Brooke Norton-Cuffy. Was he not on loan when Gyokeres was there? After 3 loan spells, finally being part of a club changed everything. I felt different. I arrived in pre-season with a different mindset. I felt that the club really wanted me. I needed that. The coach wanted to keep me because he saw something in me. I wanted to show him and the club they hadn't made a mistake. Yeah? Keep that in mind. Do that for my club, man. We're behind you, Gyokeres. Why? For a number 9, it's essential. It's even the most important thing. When you're confident, you don't even have to think about where you're going to put the ball or which foot you're going to use. It all comes naturally. Fair enough. Was there any advice from a teammate or coach that helped you? I had a lot of great coaches, especially at, man, big that up, but boy, I'll give it a go. Brahma Polkana. I tried, man. Forgive me, my Swedish runs. I tried. I give everything a go. Whoever that is in Sweden. They had Melberg and Valentic. They worked very hard with me. They were patient. Our assistant coach always said he had grey hair because of me. That was too difficult to teach me things because I always wanted to do things my way. But I improved in many areas. Then in Coventry, Mark Robbins was himself a striker and gave me a lot of advice. And to be fair, big up Clive Palmer and the boys that over on their platform. They had a snippet from Mark Robbins talking about how Gyokeres, this was obviously at the time, how he's in a rush to succeed and stuff. It was during your last season at Coventry, you started doing your celebration. Big him up for the celebration, but I don't really want to hear about that. He said, you quoted Bay, nobody cares until I put on a mask. Did you feel that before you scored so many goals nobody was watching you? Yes, a little. That's the life of a striker. Recognition comes with goals. I've gotten used to it. Was I underestimated? Maybe. To be honest, I didn't play as well before. I wasn't necessarily in the right environment with the right people around me. For the past few years, I have been. It helps. it helps me show my full potential. I've reached a new level. I'm playing my true football and pushing my limits. I intend to improve even more. Fair enough. I like that, man. I like that. Long story short, with that, he basically said he finds it fun that people have mimicked his celebration. And they're doing us dirty here. What's this? They asked him about his heading. The problem isn't my heading, it's our wingers. The crosses are too poor. He obviously laughed with that. More seriously, it's an aspect of my game that I need to improve. I'd really like to be able to score more goals with my head. You can improve that, man. You can, don't watch that. You can do that. And listen, just score the goals how you've been scoring the goals. We've got Marino, Havertz, Magalhaes. I've even seen, well, it doesn't do. I've seen Saka. That man can do the header thing. No one's perfect. No one's perfect, because there's guys here that can do the header thing and do the facilitative striker stuff. They can't get us 15, 20 plus league goals. You can, so get it done. You had 2 exceptional seasons in Lisbon with 109 goals and 31 assists in 114 games for your club and your national team. You surprised the whole world, but did you think you could reach such a level? The only thing that surprises me is seeing everything that's happening around me, all the praise I'm receiving. But I always knew I was capable of what I can do on the pitch. So reaching this level didn't surprise me. It's clear that I have a new status today. That resonates with me, to be fair. What role did you play in? What role did Sporting play in your rise to the top? I owe them a lot. We won trophies. I made huge progress with the team. Together, we created some extraordinary memories. And of course, Amarin also played a big part. He was the one who brought me here, and his style of play suited me very well. I can't thank him enough. You can thank him enough. I'll tell you how you thank him. First game of the season for your new club, bagging. And then obviously he spoke about winning the championship in Portugal. Winning 2 championships in a row for the first time in 71 years is fantastic. With everything that happened this season, it was incredible to win the title in the last game at home. Celebrating with the fans was crazy experience that I will never forget. We had an incredible relationship. Imagine when we end our trophy drought of major trophies. Some people downplay the league. It's often like that. When something unusual happens, people try to find an explanation. It's because he plays for the best team in the league. The level in Portugal isn't good. That's just people's opinions, and I don't care. People always going to talk, man. This season, you discovered the Champions League. From the very first match against Leo, I felt that the level of competition was higher than anything I experienced before. We played against many teams from different countries. It was a great experience. I had always dreamed of it. Keep dreaming, my boy. We went over what he said already with Saka and that. How do you prepare against such defenders? Before the match, I observe how they play, their strengths, their weaknesses. Every defender is different. Some stick to you like glue. Others give you space, so you have to adapt. On the pitch, sometimes I tease them a little. When that happens, it's not something I intended to do. It just comes naturally. So he's a shithouser. We love that. You have a nickname, Cyborg, the Viking, the Cannibal, the Tractor. The Tractor? I don't know. Definitely not the Tractor. That nickname is terrible, no kidding. If I had to choose, I'd go with Cyborg or the Machine. Brother, bring this guy, bro. Bring this guy. Like, all the stuff we just seen, you're going on strike, you left your girlfriend, you gave up 2 million quid, which I hope Arsenal reimburse you. This is someone that's not here to make friends. You're here to accomplish stuff and realize stuff, man. I'm on this. I had a minor physical problem during the summer. In the end, I did pre-season here and played in all the games. The club showed me that they really wanted me on the team. Same thing this winter, so I stayed. Not leaving wasn't a problem for me. Did you have offers? Are you leaving? Maybe that's soccer. Okay, the first thing I hate about Gyokeres now, I don't know what soccer is. Maybe that's what they play in the Portuguese league. Yeah, you're playing football, mate. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's soccer. You never know. I'm not thinking about it. We'll see what happens. If something is meant to happen, it will happen. Is the Premier League an option? It's one of the biggest leagues in Europe. I spent several years there without playing a single game. So, of course, it's something I'd like to do. It'd be sweet revenge. He then said, well, we've gone over this. He said he's one of the best in the world as well, people. He ain't seen the best of him, and he didn't rank himself, but he believes he's there. So, yeah, man. Just makes us like Gyokeres more. Bring Glock 9, man. Like and subscribe. DG, you should have just re-signed Willock again instead of Madueke. I love soccer. I don't know what soccer is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what soccer is. Was probably said in Portuguese and translated to English by American. Yeah. To be fair, some South American countries say soccer. They can, because we know they love football and that. I don't know about the Americans. Big up America, though. It's all banner on the platform. Based on DG starting 11, he just said, oh, fair play. Pronounced like Broma Procana. You learn something new every day. I probably butchered that. Sporting will never sack him and let him go for free. They'll end up taking the money off it. Yeah, at some point, they're going to have to pattern up butchering names like DG. Allow me, no one's perfect. Listen, you lot getting your little laughs online. At least I fucking showed bravery. There's 700 of you. I gave it a go. I could have pussied away from it. I tried. God loves a try, and I smashed the like button, man. DG is a real one. Plus, this community is top. Appreciate that. Big up you for becoming a member. Listen, if I've got a top community, that's down to you lot. I'm just the face of it. A very handsome one, but you lot are, yeah. I'm Bukayo Saka, you lot are Mikel Merino. I'm just bantering you lot, man. He backs himself. That's the level of confidence we need in a player after a great season. Completely different from Sterling. Sterling backed himself. He said, "You're going to see the best of me," and he said that is there has to be a correlation with Raheem Sterling signing for us and us getting into the semi-finals. I'm a fan of Raheem Sterling. Like, I actually am. That's one player I would have hoped it wouldn't have been stinky. We had no expectations of Raheem Sterling, and somehow we're disappointed. But his son signed for our academy, though. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Moving away from that, Noni Madueke has returned to England from the US with medical tests to follow as new Arsenal player. All documents are ready between the clubs after the 52 million package deal agreed on Thursday. That was tweeted by Romano. The fee is 48 million plus 4 million in add-ons, according to Sky Sports. And David Ornstein's also confirmed that he's traveling back. Could have at least let him, take part in the trophy parades. Apparently, we did see the Athletic this week say Arsenal were in for like Ademola Lookman, but they were worried over the fee. To which has come out by Sport that Atalanta would be willing to negotiate the sale of Ademola Lookman 27 for less than 50 million. Food for thought. I mean, Nicholas Jackson rumors are heating up with departing Chelsea. Apparently, Chelsea rank him at 100 million. Anyone think the unthinkable could happen? Again, everyone was crying about Nwaneri. Romano said, "I understand Arsenal have made progress in recent days for Nwaneri's new deal. The club has presented a vision project for Nwaneri in the coming years, including discussions on game time. Arsenal hopeful to get green light and sign new contracts soon." Come on, Nwaneri, man. Next year's your year, man. And Arsenal will resist any approach from Chelsea people. So that's no Max Dowman. That's no Nwaneri for them. Go get your own star, boys. Gyokeres has spoken about his anticipated return to the Premier League. I think we've gone over this, people, already. So, and yeah, if I'm honest, big up Gyokeres, but I don't really want to hear anything with Gyokeres until he signed for the club now, if I'm honest. Apparently, Crystal Palace have unveiled their new home kit for the upcoming season, but Eze was not included in the promotional material amid his ongoing talks with Arsenal. Now, I don't want to get excited because you not being in the photo shoot, I think a man's even on holiday, doesn't mean anything. They can always Photoshop and edit you in, but I'm hoping in it. I'm clinging. I'm hoping. Apparently, for what it's worth, Eze is open to the move. Arsenal are considering making a bid, but there have been no formal talks with Crystal Palace yet, so a move ain't happening anytime soon then. Eze has a release clause worth between 70 and 80 million euros, but the Gunners are understood to be reluctant to pay that much and will have to negotiate with the Eagles. Eze also has interest from Spurs. They've obviously signed Kudus. They're looking at getting Morgan Gibbs-White over the line, and they've been linked with Wisa people, which will be quite interesting. Like, good signings for Spurs. Arsenal remain interested in Rodrigo despite them finalizing a 50 million deal for Noni Madueke, people. Real Madrid will refuse any offers under 100 million euros for Rodrigo. He's been linked with everybody in Europe. If Real Madrid tell Rodrigo to leave the club, he'll accept, but only as long as he's the one who gets to choose his future club. The club that he is attracted to the most is Arsenal. You could be attractive. Run the bread. Run the bread. My heart can't take this. Again, we've seen with Rodrigo, there's conflicting things. Come on, man. Rodrigo, make it happen. Rodrigo's expected to leave Real Madrid this summer and join a Premier League club before the PL officially starts. He's not in Xabi Alonso's plans for next season. Again, conflicting reports, people. Rodrigo wants to stay at Real Madrid. Nobody at the club told him to leave so far. And, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, City, PSG, Saudi, everyone and their dog is going to be in for him. Rodrigo, again, it all changes because he's saying Real Madrid are now looking for a club to buy Rodrigo. So just through flicking that, he wants to join Arsenal. He wants to move to the Prem. He's going to move before Prem ball is kicked off. He wants to stay. He's only going to leave if Real Madrid want to let him go. It all depends on what copium you want to take, people. They've made it clear to Rodrigo that a move away from the club is destined, apparently. And Man United have thrown their hat in the ring, people. Apparently, Man United love Rodrigo. They've been huge fans of the player for a long time, and they want to sign a winger now. Have they got Mbuemo over the line? Gyokeres is hoping to fly to London and sign for Arsenal after refusing Sporting return. Graham Bailey understands Arsenal hoping to finalize an agreement with Sporting for Gyokeres this weekend. The 27-year-old's made it clear he's not going to take part in pre-season. He had been informed that he'd be required to report. The club are also aware of his stance. Sporting are yet to officially react. TBR can confirm that Arsenal have met Sporting's valuation of 80 million euros, 69 million quid. Indeed, their offer surpassed it. However, the Gunners had put down an initial 65 million euros plus 15 million euros in add-ons. Sporting are insisting that the initial offer needs to be 70 million, in brackets 60 million, plus at least 10 million euros in add-ons. Gyokeres, for his part, believed he had an agreement in place with Sporting. We know about that. This Bailey fellow has said, I can confirm that Gyokeres has reiterated to Sporting that he will not be returning for pre-season. Indeed, I'm told his reps have made it clear to the Sporting president that he will not play for the club again. Gyokeres considers his Sporting career over, having agreed personal terms with Arsenal. Sources have also told me that he hopes to be in England early next week to complete his move. The two clubs are not far away. It is close. As it stands, there's no suggestion Arsenal are going to give up on the Swede. Come on. Best Swede in the league. Is that? Watch out. We're ready to be shameless. Ramsdale apparently has told Southampton he wants to leave, and he's been linked with Sunderland. It's only of relevance to us because we've got a sell-on fee. Big up Sunderland. I think they've got a really young squad. I don't think they're going to stay in the division. And I mean, Ramsdale, come on now. I mean, you're a professional footballer, but you're going to end up being in a lot of pub quizzes in years to come. Like, what goalie had the most relegations on his CV? Like, you really want to get another one on you? Boy. And to be honest, if you're a Sunderland fan, you're probably looking for the fixture you're probably looking the most forward to is Newcastle, isn't it? It'll be interesting, but yeah, that means some money comes into our account. Arsenal and Tottenham set for exit talk. Arsenal and Tottenham set for exit talks as club chiefs jet into London for transfer discussions. Who's this about? Fenerbahce arrive in London to discuss Trossard deal. We've seen conflicting stuff that he's agreed personal terms. Arsenal and Fenerbahce haven't agreed anything. Apparently, according to this, Arsenal are ready to sell Trossard this summer, but there are some obstacles currently in the way. Trossard is a player Arsenal are willing to move on from and have allowed his reps to talk to other clubs, and terms in principle have been agreed. Fair enough. And Tottenham have held talks with Fenerbahce over selling Bissouma. Okay, so that's where that comes from. What's this about? Yeah, this has said Fenerbahce have halted negotiations regarding Trossard after Arsenal refused to lower their asking price. Fenerbahce are now looking at alternatives. Fair play, man. Trossard's probably the one that would be sacrificed. Big up Ryan Bertrand's son, Marcel Washington, who was at Chelsea and officially signed for us. He's been at our club. He was here last year. It's been officially announced now. Is there anything else related to Arsenal? That's not Madueke, Gyokeres. Rodrigo going to refuse to go training with Real Madrid to force for a move to the Arsenal? I don't know. Right. Tommy Asu, West Ham could go for Tommy. He's still out for another 5 months. Big you up. Hope you could get that move. Hope you could get that, Tommy, man. I'd have given you 1 season, 1 more year, but it is what it is. And I don't know if it's credible because they've been linked with Tommy Asu, a bunch of clubs, but West Ham have also been linked with Zinchenko. So I don't know. And they're linked with Jadon Sancho. To be fair, everybody's just trying to get paid, isn't it, really? So that seems like that's all the news. We'll probably end up getting Gyokeres on loan with option to buy. I mean, you know what? If that could be done, that might give you more finances to heavily go and spend on an Eze or a Rodrigo. Obviously, there's an IOU next season for Gyokeres, but yeah. Every time we bring a position on, it's one out. It's actually annoying, and then we complain about depth again. Hey, unknown person, come on. What's happening with Lokonga? He's currently in Spain. He'd probably be moved on. Trossard, Vieira, Zinchenko are definitely going. I'd imagine so. Seen that already. Get Trossard gone. Boring now. Trossard is going to Turkey, going to come back with his hair ain't grey anymore. Damn. The time that deal is done, it will probably cost 100 mil plus 10 to 13 million in add-ons. Ramsdale would suit Burnley better. At least their defense is better. Gyokeres is coming, man. People sweating because we put sprinkles on before finishing the cake. That's all. And it's just frustrating, man. Sunderland better stay clear. I am the only one I think that's not hyped about getting Rodrigo Lookman better option in front of goal. I don't know, man. Rodrigo, at some point, I know you shouldn't advocate this. But a part of me does want to see us just sign big players sometimes, man. Whether it works out or not, like, we ain't been exposed to that. Like, off the top of my head, during this Emirates era, evidently, I know there's been some fees. I wouldn't say I had that big player feeling when we spent a big fee on Kai Havertz or Nicolas Pepe or Lacazette. 3 players that I said were not going to bang for us. I've been wrong about a lot. I was right about them, and I'll never let you lot forget it. I remember where I was and how I felt when we got Mesut Ozil, Alexis Sanchez. I would extend that to Aubameyang and obviously Declan Rice. Like it only sunk in. It's only just recently sunk in that Declan Rice actually plays for Arsenal, if I'm honest with you. Big up Rice, man. He's going to be on like 60k at Arsenal. 50 mil is a bargain. I would say bargain, but yeah. I don't agree with... Maybe I'm wrong. You never know. Stranger things have happened, but when people are sitting there saying, oh, Madueke is on the same wages that he's on at Chelsea, really? £50 million move, probably a 4 or 5 year deal, 23 years of age, moving from one big London club to another, and you're going to stay on the same wages? Really? Really? And you're earning less than a lot of want-away players? and you're an England international, really, your agent shit then, if that is the case, in my opinion. Obviously, I don't care how much a man gets paid, but if that was the case, great stuff. They'll hold Jackson till next year when we have money. Don't Gyokeres say he only wants Arsenal, mean that Arsenal have to meet the price or go elsewhere. True, but I have no doubt that Gyokeres is on that. But if Arsenal were to pull away, he'd have to go somewhere else. So I'm wary of when players say things like, it don't really mean much. Get that Nicholas Jackson off the screen, DG. You never know, man. Big up yourself, unknown person. Is that 48 mil up front or in installments? I reckon it's all up front, if I'm honest. But then again, transfer fees, like you don't really, there's all different kind of payments. Clubs will go out, not necessarily out of business, but if you spent 200 million and you're running that 200 million straight away, just don't forget it hurts. I'd love us to be exposed to contract payment terms or deal transfer payment terms. Yeah, Foxy, there's no way I can say that Donny's name. If we have to spend 70 M's on Gyokeres and 50 on another Chelsea player, can't we just forget them both and throw 120 M's at Newcastle for Isaac? I mean, in theory, you could, but we all know Isaac ain't leaving Newcastle for us. It's gone. Can we get to 300 lakhs? We ain't got to them yet, but can we? We got 289. We're flirting. Big up views on Sport. Close, man. Sporting already have their Gyokeres regen at the club. It's selling news, DG. I hear it. And to be fair, Sporting always find good stars. And you'd imagine, I don't know for their squad, but that Inacio centre-backs linked with moves. I don't know what's going on with Crystal Palace and that on their Diamande pursuit, but he's linked. Obviously, we're going to clean up Gyokeres. Trincão's going to be linked. 12 months from now, you know, they're going to have players that are going to move on to other clubs as well. The Sportings, the Portos, them kind of clubs. They always find little good players, whether it's from South America or untapped markets or players that, you know, Brighton actually scouted Gyokeres. They obviously clocked he was on something as well. They saw the angle early when he was at Coventry, innit? It would make teams fear us, that's for sure. Having Sachs on the right, Rodrigo on the left, and Gyokeres up front, our whole squad would be strong with no real weak points. And you can't triple up against all of them. Rice is big money, but he's an average footballer. Our system covers a lot of his flaws. Defense is his best asset. I could argue, I think you're wrong, because I think he's a bloody good footballer. Do I think Rice he's by no means Pirlo and them kind of man, but I could argue, shouldn't a system do that for all footballers? Shouldn't a system hide the collective deficiencies of the 11 and hide the weaknesses of players and enhance their strengths? And also, no, he's shown he can play 6. He's shown he can play 8. You saw the free kicks he licked in. You even saw who did captain West Ham to a European trophy. Who did West Ham play where he had that great dribble? I think in his last season, they've gone on the counter attack. He's danced past 1-2 players. And to be honest, if him being an England international, Arsenal's big money signing, it makes him average. Great. And I think that average thing is thrown around too much. If he's average, that's cool. But I think you're wrong, man. Ball retrieving, winning the ball back, Jules, that's naturally Rice's bread and butter. So I hear that. But yeah, man. Not when you cost 100 million. The game's changed, bro. Like, he didn't put a gun to his head. Sorry, he didn't decide his price tag. Like, he didn't decide his price tag. He didn't decide his price tag. Like, what can man do? The same with Madueke. So you can do it for 100 million. We all know football's gone dumb, like, and that goes for a lot of players. 50 on Madueke. I wouldn't have, in an ideal world, Rice shouldn't cost 100 million. I agree with that, but he does. What can he do? He's not going to wake up and be Pirlo. He's not that. And even that, you could argue the Rice at West Ham was great. He's adding other facets to his game. I think that's harsh. We've gone over the Nwaneri stuff. In short, it seems like there's confidence that the thing's going to get done, man. What happened to the show with Hooks, D and Catch? Soon land, man. Big them up, man. Harder is going to be their next big striker unless he gets sold to, no surprise, get 300 likes. Come on. I think he'll definitely be on a bit more. I hear it. Would this guy say Caicedo's average? I don't know. But where? Nwaneri's contract should be sorted by next week. Heard it from someone who claims to have a source, not from me. But in 20 years, people be comparing players to Rice. I don't know about that, but even if Rice is average, it's fucking quality, ain't he? So long may it continue. 11 more likes and we've got 300. He can be average, bro. Man is wiping his towel with Arsenal. Oh, allow me, I'm streaming with you. I'm dying. Those 2 free kicks are valuable enough. People be looking at Arsenal thinking that could be me. I hear it. Even if Rice is, let him be average, bro. I wouldn't change him for the world. It's nice to have one less problem. Would you take João Felix? Nah, nowhere. Nwaneri going United. I'd swap Rice for Caicedo immediately. I think Caicedo's great, but how can you call Rice average? What does Caicedo do amazingly then? Like if you're talking about, and I like Caicedo, I think he's one of the best in his position. But then you can't call Rice average and then praise Caicedo's footballing ability. Rice has definitely got more to his game with driving and all of that kind of stuff than Caicedo. I'm having Caicedo tomorrow. A part of me wishes we got Caicedo. And I swear that the summer we signed Rice, did we not be linked with Caicedo in Jan? If we had both of them, it don't even matter. Like there'll be no Norgard. We probably don't even keep my man who's left now. It'd be lit. Caicedo's quality. And admittedly, if Caicedo was at Arsenal and Rice was over there at Chelsea, I might have conflicting opinions. But you can't say Rice is an average footballer and then praise Caicedo, because Caicedo is still playing on what he was. He's a 6. That's what he is. Rice is now playing in the 8 and showing other facets. The man's taking the free kicks, taking the corners. But again, who really cares? Like, they're two quality players. United needs Southgate. People go too far. Rice isn't average, but also nobody's comparing players to him in 20 years. I hear that. I just want Rice to just achieve stuff for Arsenal. I'm happy with Rice, man, because I knew he was good. West Ham fans obviously used to gas about him. I knew he was good. But I didn't know he was this good. Bro, Caicedo's quality. I like Caicedo. He's a battler. Man. He don't play no shit. I like Caicedo. Really do like Caicedo. I actually think Caicedo could bring more to his game. Xhaka or Rice? What do you mean? I'm having Rice every day of the week. Xhaka's obviously quote unquote more of a all-round the kind of midfielder, but bro, Rice, you keep doing what you're doing, my guy. Just keep doing what you're doing. I like them combative midfielders though. I got time for Caicedo, man. Rice is good until you get him in the final third. But then he's improved his goal scoring since he's been at Arsenal, so that's wrong. And also, I would say if you're relying on Rice to do stuff in the final third, that's on the gaffer, if I'm honest. Yeah, I think Xhaka's more of a traditional midfielder, but I'm having Rice. Rice is better than him. Xhaka deserves his flowers. And somebody mentioned the system thing. That's what Arteta did with Granit Xhaka. You hid my man his last season. You hid everything he's weak at. Put a system that hides his weaknesses, enhances his strengths. That's what people should be doing. That is literally what every manager should be doing for all of their players. If you know if a striker's crap in the air, why are you going to cross the ball to him on a consistent basis? It don't make sense. Rice be putting box-to-box numbers with the likes of Valverde and Rangers, but people act like he's Gallagher. Do you think Gyokeres will work, or do you think someone will hijack the deal? I think it's going to get done, man. Rice is only planned with no seasoning. Put Rice in Madrid midfield right now. He makes them 100% better. So, yeah, man. But on that note, though, people, I'm going to love and leave you lot, though, man. It's time for me to head out. The sun's madness now. It's really uncomfortable. If there is any development around Gyokeres, then you know I'll be there. I'm sure a bunch of videos have come out. The transfer news part, I'll get the timestamps up and clip it up before I head off, people. Yeah, big up you lot, man. You lot enjoy your weekend. Don't listen to me waffle. Appreciative to you lot who hit the like button and do the rest of it. So, yeah, make sure you're liking, you're subscribing, you're doing all of that. And I'll see you lot again soon, man. Bless. I'm dying. I'm going to go get ice cream personally. In a bit.